Tells us a hell of a lot. First, that 20 years into democracy, there's still so much work that can be done by all of us. It also tells us that we need to redouble our efforts to make sure that we give effect to the South Africa of Nelson Mandela's dreams. It also tells us that we haven't learned from other nationalities' empowerment. For instance, it took the Afrikaners about 20 years to own 10% of the market capitalization of the Johannesburg Securities Exchange. 20 years on, as Africans who happen to be in the majority, we haven't really changed the narrative that simply says all you have to do is to be born white, and the chances are that you're going to do well. And all you have to do is to be born black, the chances are that you're going to be probably living in an informal settlement, wallowing in the surplus of your imagination, and caught up really in the self-perpetuating vicious cycle of abject poverty.
Now, I know this is something that you guys are going to be unpacking during this conference, and obviously during that type of a talk shop, you guys will come up with workable ideas. But what are some of the strategies that you're going to be maybe presenting and putting forward to turn that around?
So, in the last 2 years, the 3-day format of the conference, we concentrate on the first day just on upskilling and delivering programs to the majority of our members on a variety of topics: corporate governance, on compliance with the laws, etc. And then on the second day, we then invite probably experts, but also the people who are interested and affected by some of the topics that we talk about. So this year's topic is 20 years into democracy. What is it that we're going to do more to ensure that we really change this narrative? We have amongst some of the speakers people like the Minister of the Department of Labour, Mildred Oliphant, the Treasurer General of the ruling party, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, the Secretary General, Mr. Gwede Mantashe, but also some renowned established business people like the Chairperson of Nedbank, Dr. Ruel Khoza, Me Ipeleng Mokari, people like Dr. Philisiwe Buthelezi, the CEO of the NEF, but also the people who will talk to us about, do we have adequate skills to be able to handle some of the challenges that we have, but also do we have institutional help to provide the support that's needed to create black industrialists.
You speak about skills and upskilling. Now, recently Stats SA released quite a depressing figure claiming a lack of skill amongst young black professionals. What's lacking in the country's strategy and contributing to that kind of statistic?
I think about 80% of the things that we have done since we became free are truly world-class. The 20% where we have really messed up, we have messed up also in a major way. Education is one of those areas that we need to pay particular attention to. For instance, teaching time face-to-face between teacher and the learner during the dark days of apartheid, it was about 7.2 hours. This has come down to about 3.2 hours. So clearly we need to spend more face time in front of our learners, especially because we want to do more, we want to cover up, but also we want to accelerate the development of the previously disadvantaged individuals and indeed learners. But also I think what we have done in the last 20 years, we've become distracted a little bit and focusing on things that really do not add value, when Nelson Mandela has actually taught us that education is one of the surest ways in ensuring that a child can be born in an informal settlement in their own lifetime, be able to go and live in the suburbs. So really transcending the social classes, we can only do through education. But one of the things that we also need to do, I think, is to be bold, to be visionary, to accept that we have always had skills in South Africa. For instance, in 2010, we had about 3,874 listed medical practitioners or clinicians on the South African Medical and Dental Registry. But up until then, white corporate South Africa was just feeling uncomfortable to appoint them as medical directors in probably the top 100 pharmaceutical industries. We have challenges also in the CEOs of state-owned enterprises, of private sectors, but also in the public sector, where we just don't seem to have the confidence to to cancel, coach and hold by the hand our very own and create and build our own timber, as it were.
All right, so we need to start backing South Africans and South African skills. Thank you very much. Mahale is the president of the Black Management Forum, chatting to us here on Morning Live about their upcoming conference. So much to unpack, and I'm sure lots still to come from it. Thank you very much for joining us here, Mr. Mahale. Time now for a look at your market indicators, starting with your currencies.